So we are recording. So I'm going to be able to put this up for later. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at where we are. Got the bugs fixed from last week, or I think I did, and we'll be going on to looking at the game in depth a little bit more than we did last week, and look at some planet management and see how that works. There is an issue with planet management. When you come out of planet management, the screen locks and you have to close sometimes, but that will be fixed soon. Been working on the Macintosh and Linux this week, and everything's all set up. I got a Linux box built, got the Macintosh all updated, and so we hopefully should be able to see something very soon out of both of those, and be able to start playing on those, especially our Mac people that really like Mega Wars. Okay, all right, so let's see how we're doing here. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to do a new game, and I am going to join a Mega Wars instance. Now, this instance has been going on. This is almost the end. Actually, this instance just started. Okay, so nice, clean universe. And actually, it started 2 weeks ago, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up for that. I'm going to use the name. I won't use Dark Helmet. I will use Mazak. And I'm going to agree to the rule set. Play as citizen. This is one of the things that we're going to be changing, and I'm going to have some more details coming out in another video. But we have made some changes about how that we're going to actually do everything, and we've removed the levels of play so that everybody starts out exactly the same, and where you choose your planets is how you choose to play. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick citizen for right now, and give it just a moment till this bottom light down here turns green. Your left one is the hub connection. That's the connection to where everything, where you enter the game, and it keeps contact with that. It pulls scores off of that. It's that kind of thing. The game connection, that's the actual connection into the game. So let's go ahead and assume command of our ship. We're going to start out at 19.1.c. So if you want to join me and come on in, we'll go to 19.1.c. So doing okay.
Enter orbit.
All right. So we're in orbit of this planet. This is owned by Dark Helmet, which is the Imperial base. All regions have 4 Imperial bases, except for the ones out in the frontier. And we'll get into that more of the regions of space. So let's go ahead and just come on out. Yeah. Impulse out, and we're going to get outside the gravity well, which will allow us to go to hyperspace. And there it is. So enter hyperspace. And my map is not here. Dang it. Every time I think I got that fixed, it decides to do something different. So let me close this and hit play again. Sometimes when it joins a war, it's not getting it. So let's try it one more time. Oh, such fun. I'll get it fixed. I promise. Okay, so game connection. And we're going to go to the Bronze War. Select active. Assume command of your ship.
Engaging hyperdrive.
And it didn't get the map again. It's got some of them over there. It just hasn't updated all of them yet. It's still updating some, I guess. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and fly over this way where the map is. I'm just going to click on a star, and we'll just nav over to him. All right, so we're accelerating at warp, and we're at 8. It's nice to be in the Scout. They accelerate very quickly. Once you get into the larger ships, they accelerate terribly, terribly slow. Okay. Now, with the new way of scouting, the way that I prefer to do scouting at this point is we'll send probes, and I like to do that in the top view. So I'm just going to spin this around. We entered the system. There's really nothing here. I can tell by just looking at the bottom. There's an 86 habitability, so and then a 96 metal will jump out. Okay, so I can do it in a top view because it helps me keep organized. So I'm going to just start sending probes here.
Exhausted. Probe supply.
Oh,
Exhausted.
don't have any probes because I haven't built any yet. Okay, so we're going to need to establish a base here and start building some probes. I got used to the academies, which I'm going to change the name of here real quick. The academies, you come in, you automatically get a bunch of probes, and I can see by the planet icons that there's really nothing here, and if I want to look at it from this perspective, I can see it that way too. There's just not really anything of interest in this system. Okay, all right, so we'll just keep navving to planets here, and then I can get some money to build some probes. Or we'll start building some probes. As soon as I find a decent little base. Actually, I could probably go back to that 88 hab. That's not too terribly bad.
Entry system.
Oop, there's 76 habs. Nope, don't want those.
Engaging hyperdrive.
I'll just keep navigating to planets until I find something that's decent to be able to build from.
Entry system.
Alright. Nothing in this system of interest.
Engaging hyperdrive.
Just keep jumping between systems until we find something. Alright. So, in the old days, this was all text-based.
Entry system.
It's got some decent metal. Let's go ahead and get established on that. We can abandon it later. You don't have to keep planets. The 90 metal will be nice. Then I don't have to worry about the metal on it. So let's get some probes being built. Okay. All right. So I click on the planet, establish a base, and click down here again, and we'll manage our planet. Alrighty. Just loading up the graphics and loading in everything. Okay, so let's go to labor settings. And this is a great opportunity for us to talk about how things build. So the first thing I want to do is I hover over top of armaments. You'll see the products area right here. So as I move up and down the industries, the products come up. So I'm going to come over armaments, and I'm going to put one dot into probes. Okay. And so all the output from armaments will go into the probes. And we currently have 4%. We have capability of 450 workers, and I only have 218 here. So let's kick this up to 4.4%, which gives me more people than can be there. So as the colony grows, the new people will automatically come into that. So let's go to basic industry because all we want to do is build arms. So let's go ahead and kick everybody into that. I can have 12% into this, which will build that arms factory very quickly. So let's put 12% into armaments. You'll see now I have 1,200. Actually, let's go to 13% into basic industry. And because the only purpose of this base is to build probes as quickly as possible. So come down to here, you'll see that we've already got probes are starting to build. Okay, good. All right. Shipyards, let's go ahead and start building some fighters since we're here. So we're going to kick this up to 4.2% because we don't want it to have too many workers. And we'll come over here. Whoops. What you have to do is you come off of this, slide to the right, and then come up and then tell it fighters. Now I can tell it 3 dots, 2 dots, 1 dot. It really doesn't matter. As long as there's 1 dot and there's no dots in the other, all the output will go into fighters at this point. Okay, so let's also take a look. Metal stocks is sitting at 1,044. And we'll sit here and we'll watch this for just a moment or two. The other thing is too is this is a burn base, so we really don't care about construction. So I'm going to kick up to 20% in government, which will start building more taxes for us. Let's see, construction, we'll leave that alone. Agriculture's at 4%, so we should start seeing it build some food. So we have 5,002 of the food, so that's good. Civilian factories, we don't have anybody there because our metal's high enough. And let's take a look at metal ore. Are you counting up, counting down, sitting stationary? You have 12. So we need to give it just a moment, a cycle or two, to be able to see what it's doing. You can see my taxes are building on the left over here. That looks good. Yep, everything looks good. This should give me what I want and grow fairly quickly. Okay. Alright, looks good. Basic industry. Okay, so let's come back over to armament, and I've got 0.14% of a probe. Okay, so we're going to go out, and we'll continue scouting, and then we can come back to this system later and pick up some probes, and that will help us scout a little bit faster. Normally ships start out with a probe. It looks like that's an issue. I've got that written down, so I'll get that one fixed. It's amazing what you find when I start showing it. Okay, all right, let's just keep moving forward. Recording looks good, line looks good. Excellent. Okay. All right. Do I need to do anything else while I'm here? I don't think so. Warehouse, here again, shows zeros. This only shows whole numbers, so I don't have anything built. Food is 5,002, so that's nice and stabilized. Metal ores at 12. Might want to put few more people into mining. So let's go ahead and do that. Go back to labor settings. And mining is at 16%. Oh, metal ore went up to 13. So I'm at 1044. So I'm good. I don't need to put anybody else into that. Everything's building. Okay, so everything looks good. We're going to see if the bug happens. If it doesn't, then we'll just very easily. Oh, looks good. Okay, all right. It's one of those random things of sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, and someone reported that this week too. Okay, so you can see my base has 3 holes. So if I want to get fuel, I can just jump into the base itself, get fuel, enter dry dock, and all you have to do is enter dry dock. If you push the button once, it doesn't do anything. Push the button twice, it skips the animation. Okay. Allows you to get in, get out fairly quickly at that point. Okay, so let's navigate out. And now, our systems on the bottom down here, if I go to the next, this is the base that we just established. And I hover over it, I can see how many probes I have. So after we get that first probe built, we can come back. So I go left on the helm menu. This shows the current system. Go left on the menu again. This shows the closest systems to me right now. You can see the ones that I've scouted already because they have the gold in them. And I go left one more time. This is one of the favorite menus. We have the ability to favorite systems. So if your team builds a hauler, it'll be on your quick menu down here. You'll just come in and make those systems favorite. There's 3 pages of favorites, and then it gets back to your bases. All 8 of your planets will show up across the bottom right here. You can see available as I move across. It knows those spots are there, and they are available. Okay, let's see here. Let's zoom out. We're way outside the gravity well, so it's an easy jump. Now my map loaded completely, so you can see all the stars around me here much better. Okay. Oh, no, that's just the way it was. Okay, so those stars in that area over there just did not get downloaded. So I'm going to nav to that system, and we'll just keep looking. Doesn't look like anybody's joined me in here yet in space. And if somebody joins, then we'll take a look at joining and chatting with them at this point. Okay, so what do we have here? Ooh. We have an 82 Hab 65 metal. If I had just been a little more patient, I could have done something a little bit better. Okay. All right. Interesting. It just jumped me back to my original system. Not quite sure why that did that. Hadn't seen that before. Okay, because I'm showing things. Okay, so there's the base. Okay, so let's just keep going. Go to the next one. All right. As we explore space. Okay, it's been here. Everything stays in 3D, so everything is always there. Okay. Ooh, this is a bad, sticky system. Okay.
Engaging hyperdrive.
Every system has things that might be good, things might be bad, but for the most part, most systems don't have anything. That's the point of scouting, is you go out and you find the best bases. Okay, so as I'm scouting, all that information is coming into my database here. So I know who the colony planets are here, reload the database. This is everything that's been scouted so far. Okay, so you can see all the bases that we've got in here. I can click on habitability. There's our 88 that we saw earlier. Now, if I want to go to one of these, all I have to do is click on it. All I have to do is just click on the system, and it will navigate us to that system. Okay, you can see it highlighted over there. Okay, but we're still looking. Oh, what was this? And that didn't have anything in it either. Okay. All right. Keep on moving. Okay, nothing here. Go to warp. Scouting I find to be kind of fun because it's relaxing. It's a discovery, because when you find something that's really good, it's kind of fun. So, all right. Now, if I have other team members and they're scouting, there's a green right there. There's a 9255 metal. Now, the metal's not very good, but the habitability is pretty good. So we'll keep this in mind as we keep moving. The thing is, the metal on that is at the point to where you really don't have a good source of income. You have to put too many workers into the into mining. So okay, all right. Let's go back and take a look, see if we got any probes built, because that's going to be important. We have 2 troops. Nope, we got 19 taxes, but no probes built. Okay, nothing there. We'll go to the next one. Okay, a moment ago when that shifted our ship, it looks like it added probes. So it looks like it, interesting. Okay, we got probes. Sometimes you get good things, sometimes you get bad things. Okay, so 70 hab. Let's go back out here. It just entered the system, so all I have to do is hover over it. Usually I just send probes. Like I said, I like to do this in the top view because it's just easy to do. There we go. Once you have probes, you can launch either 4 or 5 at a time, I forget. We had discussed a couple of things. So he entered there. There's a 76. Here, there's a 75. No. Okay, so I'm just going to start blasting probes. And I'm not going to worry a whole lot about looking at things until they've returned. And so you can just keep these probes launching. They use a little bit of fuel every time you launch.
Probe has returned. Probe launched. A probe has returned.
Now I do like to look because I'm curious, because finding the good ones is fun. See the probe down there. Okay, nothing green, nothing green.
Probe has returned.
Probe to that one.
Probe launched.
Send the probe to there.
Probe launched.
Send the probe to there. Okay, so he doesn't have anything of interest. Let's go ahead and navigate down here.
A probe has returned. A probe has returned.
Now let's keep those probes flying all around us as we scout with the ship.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Entry system.
There's a 68.
Engaging. A probe has returned. A probe has returned.
Fire scout.
Probe launched.
Probe. Fire probe.
Probe launched.
Fire probe.
Probe launched.
Probe.
A probe has returned. Probe launched.
Alright.
A probe has
Can we
returned.
just search on habitability? Okay, so we've got a 9155. That's the one that we saw just a minute ago that was
A
green.
probe has returned.
89s. Okay, so we're still looking good. So I'll just do a close and just keep launching probes.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
Now, one of the things that I have found in the past that I like to do is I don't go really fast. I'll go at about warp factor 5 or so.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe launched.
So warp factor 2, 3, 4.
A probe
Okay,
has
now,
returned.
and using my probes, this ends up being a pretty good speed where I can just keep the probes launched as I move forward. So let's get up to warp factor 6.
Probe launched.
I just keep launching probes. I'm not worried about what they're finding. I'm just launching probes.
A probe
That's
has
gonna be the goal.
launched. A probe has launched.
All right. Let's go to warp factor 7 because that seemed to be going a little bit slower than I want. And then what this does, this ends up building a nice little trail,
A probe has returned.
and you can kind of mow the grass, if that makes any sense. Kind of just mow along, finding things. You can see stars end up in little clusters as they
A probe has returned.
go
Probe
and
launched. A probe
their
has
thing.
returned. Probe launched. A probe has
Yep,
returned.
there we
A
go.
probe
Okay,
has
so it looks
returned.
like we're hitting the edge of the boundaries.
Probe
So
launched.
I'm going to just make a slight turn to the south.
A
I know
probe
it's
has
not
returned.
south. I know.
Probe launched.
But it feels
A
like the
probe
south.
has returned.
Good
Probe
southern
launched.
planets down here.
Probe launched.
Okay, so is it 4 or 5? Okay, so it's only 4 I can launch at a time.
A probe
Okay,
has
so as those
returned.
probes
Probe
return to the
launched.
ship,
A
I
probe
just keep
has
scouting.
returned. Probe launched.
Now you notice I'm not caring about what's in these systems yet.
Returned.
I'm going to do everything from the map once I get there.
Probe launched.
Okay, so I'm going to increase, go to warp 8 here, I think
A
is what I
probe
want
has
to do.
returned. A probe has returned. Probe launched. A probe has returned.
Alright, keep launching probes.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
And I may just take and just look
A
every now
probe
and
has
then.
returned.
Just kind of scan around the horn, I guess you want to say.
A probe has returned.
Most regions end up having. Actually, another way to do this too is I can do this in 3D. I can spin my nose around like this, and
A
then
probe has returned.
launch probes that way too, which
Probe
works.
launched.
Whatever you feel comfortable doing. I mean, that's going to be what it's all about.
Probe
Is
launched.
what you end up feeling comfortable with scouting and how you and your team do it. Now, that's one of the things I was going to say is, as members of your team are scouting, then you're also gaining that scouting information,
A probe
which
has
is good.
returned.
Okay, there's one I missed.
Probe launched. A
Okay,
probe
so
has
let's see if there's anything
returned.
of interest here so far.
A probe has returned.
90, oop, there's a 90, ooh, a 9099. So for every 100, it's not a great system, but keep that in mind because that could be a nice little base to get established and be able to return to if if you needed an emergency base or something. Somebody took one of your bases and you needed a new home. If you establish a base in a game, then the I need to do
A probe has returned.
hover over those to get rid of that. Okay. Alright. So that one
Probe launched.
realized it returned so much.
Probe launched.
Oh, that's one of the things that I had
Probe
worked
has
on.
returned.
And I don't know if it's in this version or not.
A probe has launched.
The smooth turning of the ships is not as jerky as it was.
Probe launched.
Zoom back out.
A probe has
That was my cat.
returned.
It's my wife's cat.
Probe
Doesn't like me very
has
much for some
returned.
reason. I don't know why. Never been mean to her. Always nice. Feed it.
Probe launched. A probe
like
has
it.
returned.
It's a noisy cat. Though.
Launched.
Gosh,
A
she's
probe
loud.
has returned.
She just comes around screaming at everybody. Just to make sure you know she's heard.
Probe
So,
launched.
kind of funny.
A probe has returned.
Alright.
A probe has returned. A probe has returned. Probe launched.
Hoping I would have found something interesting by now.
A probe has returned. A
Oh,
probe
there's
has
a
returned.
93. Not too bad. Looking for a 95 and above. I mean, that's really what you're looking for. Is something that's
Probe launched.
that you get some
Probe launched. Probe
decent
launched.
play into.
A probe has returned. A probe has
Get a little bit
returned.
too
Has
close to that
returned.
edge over there. So we'll just keep scouting, looking for something of interest.
Probe launched. Probe launched. A probe has returned.
Right.
Probe launched.
Okay, just
A
moving
probe
along.
has returned. Probe launched.
See
A
anything else?
probe has returned. A probe has returned.
93 is still the best one we've found so far.
A probe has launched.
And maybe we'll head this way for just a little bit. See if our luck's any better over here.
Probe launched. A probe has returned. Probe launched.
Too fast, too fast.
A probe has
Stop for
returned.
just a second. Catch up.
A probe has
Alright.
launched.
Launch the probes.
A probe has returned.
When I right click, it automatically goes to warp 14, so I just want to
Probe launched.
try to get these other systems in. Didn't want to go that fast because I was trying to go about warp 8
Probe launched.
because I can keep up with it at about that speed and keep the probes being launched. Makes a
A probe
nice
has returned.
way to
Probe
scout.
launched. A probe has returned. Probe launched. A probe has returned. A probe has returned.
Right.
Probe
Now
launched.
come
A
back.
probe has returned.
Okay. Let's see what we can find.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe launched. A probe has returned.
See if we found
A
anything
probe
so
has
far.
returned. A probe has
Ooh,
returned.
96. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so all I have to do is click on the system. It takes us to it. 96 Hab is a well-worthy planet to get, especially with the 89 with the 90 metals on it. That should be a good planet.
Entry system.
Okay, and it looks like it's this one right here. So there he is over there. So all I got to do is click on him. We'll nav to him. We'll establish our first real base. The other base was just to get some income for us. A lot of players initially will establish the first 8 bases
Entering
immediately.
orbit.
Okay. Establish a
New
planet
base
here.
established.
And let's go to planet management. Get this guy set up. Now, this planet's goal is let's get people building houses, because houses is where everything belongs. So, since we have 1,300 capacity, we don't need any basic industry right off the bat. So I'm just going to go to 0. I'm going to leave mining. We already have 1,000 metals already. So I'm going to drop mining down. It's at 16%. Let's take him to 11%. I don't need anybody building any probes or anything. I don't need anybody in shipyards. In fact, government, I don't need any taxes from this planet. Construction is at 80%. We do have to have food, and we do have to have metals. So I'm going to watch this for just a second. Now you can see his metals ticking up pretty fast. So even at, let's see, 11%. So 6.3, 6.4. You can see that it's growing pretty fast. So let's go to 9%. 6, 7, 6, 4, 7, 7. Let's go to 8%. A lot of players have all the math figured out, but I'm just trying to show you how to basically figure out how to do that. Okay, so 8%. He's building metals up pretty quick. So let's go ahead and let's go to 6%. Now he's starting to drop a little bit. Okay, so let's go 6.5%. 87, 86. And remember, this is point. This is 0.83, 82. I don't want him dropping, okay? Even though we're not building anything and 89% of our people are in construction, I don't want it dropping. I want it increasing just a little bit. So at 6.49, let's try 6.6 and see what that gives us. 70. We're still got a down tick just a little bit. 68, 67. You can see it slowing down. Let's go 6.8. Let's see what that gives us. Either it'll stop. What I'm really looking for is to go up 0.01. Oh, it went down again. Okay, so let's try 6.9. See what that gives us. What I want to do is have it sit for just 1 or 2 seconds and then tick up 1. 1 or 2 seconds, tick up 1. So 6.65. 6.65. It's sitting. So that actually may be the happy zone for it. Give it just another 10 or 15 seconds. Okay, so let's just go to an even 7%. And that should give me just a little bit of uptick every now and then. 7. Okay, all right. 6.67, 6.8. So I've got about 10 seconds between each increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay, so we've got just a little bit of uptick in mining. So that's going to make sure that as the planet grows that we'll have some metals. Let's take a look at it. Make sure don't need this many people in food. It's usually about 3.3 since we don't have any troops right now. Yeah. Let's go 3.5. Let's push another couple of people into building houses. Okay. All right. That looks good to me. Okay. So basically what we've done, we've taken everybody out of anything except mining. I'm going to hover over this. You can see it's still ticking up on us just a little bit. Perfect. Armaments, nobody's doing anything except building houses. What this is going to do, this is going to grow the population. Remember, for every 100 workers, we're getting 96.37% of a house. All right, so that's the goal. So get those houses grown, get that planet management growing, and because the score is all about the planets. Now you'll notice that there's a score down here, and it's 0. There is a loan that's due, and that is not listed. Interesting. Okay, so I need to take care of that too. Should be able to see that from space. So let's exit.
Entering orbit.
If I click here on the drop to the planet, I can see the loan. The loan on this planet is 62,000 metals. All right. So even though we don't have any government workers, there's still income that's coming in that's going to pay off that tax loan. And you will not be able to have any score on the planet as long as there is a loan on it. Okay? It's one of the old rules from the original days. Okay. All right. So there is about 45 minutes of a stream, kind of just scouting around, seeing what Mega Wars is like. And interesting, my ship has disappeared. So let's just go into dry dock.
Entering
This
dry
stuff
dock.
happens when you're doing a demo. And just do a double
Entering
exit and
orbit.
see if it's back. It's not back. This looks like a good place to stop. So we're going to stop for the evening. And thank everyone for coming out. And we will get this recorded and get it up so everyone can see it. All right. Thank you. Have a good night.